It's National Scrapbooking Month, May 2024, and I am Creative Juice by Lonnie on my favorite day of the week. So, welcome if you are watching live or if you are watching on replay. I hope you'll say hello. Thank you for sharing this with your crafty friends or those who may need to preserve some memories. So, today I noticed that there was a 50% off printing at Walgreens, so I could do it same day printing. So I went and printed off just a few pictures from my Mexico trip, just a few of them, and decided that I would maybe do a little bit of scrapbooking because one of the gifts that Stampin' Up gave us at Mexico was a box. And when you opened up the box inside, of course, I had to take a picture of it. I'm like, wow, look at that box. It was on my bed. It's like a pillow gift. Inside the box was this beautiful 6x8 album, which is one of our, let me see right here. I'm going to tell you what it is, and I'm going to trade us here just for a moment. So here we go. There we go. So this little 6x8 album has a black spine and a place to put a label to tell what album it's for. And then it had all sorts of pages of our pocket pages inside of it. In fact, here, let me show you, with some inserts that were already pre-printed for us. So, I mean, half of the work was done. All I had to do was get my photos printed today. And look at that. Look at all those fun designs. So we're going to do a little bit of scrapbooking, and this was a packet of stickers, and then I stuck all of my ephemera that I collected while I was there, so into that package. So the fun thing about this binder is that you can also decorate the front. So we're going to do that as well. A little bit of everything today. I'm going to give you some tips about using these. The pages are 6x8 pocket pages, and you can get a variety of 12. Let me show you a little bit about these too, so you'll know what we're looking at. So some of them are 4x4, so you can put four times a 4-inch by 3-inch photo in here. Some of them have a 4x6 area on the top and two 4x3s on the bottom. I think it's going to be easier to show you with this. So here you go. Let's do this one that has pieces in it. So here's what I'm talking about, a 4x6 and two 4x3s. Then some of them have, let's see if I've got here's the four different little pockets. There is one large pocket that's just one full sheet. So you can put a big picture or maybe an itinerary, which I saved my itinerary as well. Whatever you want to put in there. So that's kind of your variety. Do you do scrapbooking? I'm interested in knowing. Do you still do it traditionally? Hello, Carlene. Glad you're here with me. Do you do 8.5 by 11? Do you do pocket pages like this? Do you do digital? Do you do 12 by 12? Tell me what you would like to see, because we are actually at Stampin' Up, they are increasing our line of scrapbooking over the next couple of months, and I'd be happy to help you learn how to do that as well. In fact, that's why I started Stampin' Up many years ago, was to do my scrapbooks. But don't ask me how many years I am behind. 10. So yeah, that's what happens. Okay, so I started doing a little bit of this in here, and I'm going to give you some tips about using your pocket pages. I mean, it really is easy. Hello, Lori. Glad to have you here. It's so easy, anybody can do it. So can you see right here, I've cut a picture in half to fit into two of the smaller items. This is great as long as your photographer knows, see if I can find, it's back here. As long as your photographer knows not to put you directly in the middle of the picture, because I'd be cutting myself right in half right there. This is my husband, Cody, I called him my Instagram husband, and he got to take pictures of quite a few things. But I got him in here as well. So you'll see him in a couple of fun photos. So when you are taking a photo, make sure that you offset the person, if your subject on like if you're dividing your pictures into three, put your subject on either the first third or the second third. That also makes your picture look more interesting, visually interesting as well too. But in this case, then you could cut it in half. I could not cut myself in half. However, we're going to cut another one in half just a moment here. So, for instance, this one would be a perfect one to cut in half because here I am over on the side, not quite at a third. It's okay, we'll teach him. We'll teach him. So I'm going to use my Stampin' trimmer. And hold on, I'm just going to move back to this one. If you're interested in any of these products, please shop on my page, which is creativejuicebylani.com, or you can click on shop 24/7. By the way, I just uploaded a whole bunch of new retired items as well in my retired section. So if you're looking for something that has just retired or previously retired, now's your chance. So you can take that little since Walgreens printed my pictures in 4x6 size, I just cut that one in half right at 3 inches, and see, it just kind of carries right across. We stayed at the Xcaret Resort, which was pretty freaking fantastic, I have to say. If you ever have a chance, somebody says, would you like to go to Mexico to Xcaret? You say yes. That's the answer. I do have to mention that less than 1% of Stampin' Up! Demonstrators earned the incentive trip, and this was my first one ever in 32 years. Another one that I'm going to cut in half. At the opening party, the opening night party when we arrived, they had these little ladies making handmade tortillas, including blue corn tortillas, which my husband was so thrilled about because he served a mission, an LDS mission in Guatemala, and that's pretty much what he ate for 2 years, was beans and rice and tortillas, and he loves homemade tortillas. And I think he went back maybe 3 times to get these tortillas. They were delicious, and chili rellenos, I believe is what he had. So there's my other section right there. And let's see, I think I'm going to put this one that I can't cut in half. So when I'm using the printed things, let's see, let me tell you. So here's all my sections that I've got ready to go. Let me move that back down so you can see it. But here you go. You can add a piece of cardstock to write on, or you can use your computer to print out whatever you'd like to journal in this section. When I use these little cards that are pre-printed, they have a fun pattern on one side and then maybe some journaling on the other. I like to put those where I can use both sides of them as often as I can, but it's okay to put a picture on one side and then your card on the other. But I just love the printing and I love these colors. So let's turn our attention to the front of the album for a moment. They had sent us some little luggage tags, so I kept this piece, but they also gave me another couple of pieces that are similar to this. But I decided I wanted to use that on the front of my album. And then the colors that they used here were Melon Mambo, Daffodil Delight, Granny Apple Green, Pumpkin Pie, and Gorgeous Grape. So I thought, okay, let's use these. I'm going to use my liquid glue to put them on the front. You haven't answered, what type of scrapbooking, if any, do you do, or do you not do any? It's okay. I'm not going to judge because, like I said, I'm way behind too. So I'm going to make some stripes. I'm going to make them horizontal. I really ought to put the middle one on. What's the middle color? Green, Granny Apple Green. Let's put the middle one on. I'm using this liquid glue because it will be kind of permanent after I put it on. And it can move around a bit if I need to. So like, I know I'm putting some other ones above and below it. So there's my Granny Apple somewhat in the middle, I hope. And then Daffodil Delight. Don't know how much I need, but I'm going to put that one right above it. When you cut your paper, there's usually a piece where the paper cutter, the blade pushes it down and gives it a little edge. So I tried to put my edges down so that it's all smooth, but I just realized I put my yellow edges up. It's okay. It's all okay. It's all going to work out. Okay, this one here's my back side with the edges that are face up currently, but it's going to be face down when I flip it over. And again, these can kind of wiggle around with the glue, so that's for just a moment to make sure that they're in the right spot and right next to each other. And then finally our purple. These are just 1/2 inch strips. Oop, let's try not to get it on the inside of my album. So have fun with your decorating the front of this album. So I'm going to just open it up and carefully, hopefully, cut off the excess. All right, so our album is coming along. This would be fun for like a graduation. Can you see maybe doing a bunch of pictures throughout the years for a graduate and their school colors? Maybe you're also making or keep preserving memories from a vacation. So use up the things that you used on vacation. So here, I had this. Now it doesn't really match like this, but I may put it on anyway because Mexico is so vibrant and colorful that I don't care. But they gave us these lanyards that held our name tags while we were there, which I think are somewhere here, probably in my packet. But I think I'm actually going to use it on the front of my album. What do you think? Won't that be cute? So I want to put this here. And I really don't want it to be I don't want to put it on dimensionals because I don't want it to be too bulky. So I think I'm just going to use my liquid glue again, which is almost to the end. Come on, get it out. I do have another one. And I like to put it into my holder here so that the glue is at the bottom when it's ready. Come on, come on. We're almost there. You just get to hear me bang a little bit on the back of my album. Okay, good enough. So we'll put that on the front. I'm going to put it about right there. You can kind of move. Beautiful. Beautiful. It's looking gorgeous. So I'm just going to snip this. You'd probably, because this is a kind of a woven fabric, I probably want to take a little lighter or some match to the end of that so it doesn't fray. But I think, let's see, let's go like that. What do you think? I'm liking it. Opening up a new multi-purpose glue for this because I want it to be stuck down. And you can go all the way around if you'd like to the inside. So I may just go all the way. I could also just cut off this side and cut and tie it. Let's try it. Why not? Maybe you went on a cruise and they gave you a lanyard. That would be fun to use right here on an album, don't you think? So I can take this and I could just tie it. Maybe for now, that's what I'll do. I may play around with it. Who knows if it's going to stay that way, but we're going to do it that way for right now. Because look, it just happens to be one of the, I may have to fix my bow later, but you get the idea. I could then go ahead and put this one over here where that black, this was what it was wrapped in the box, where that black kind of divides this color visually from these colors. I think I could do it. I think I could get away with it. What do you think? I love to hear your thoughts. Would you do it or would you just leave it without the other? I mean, this is pretty too. I just like that. I'll play around with that. Not quite sure how I'm going to finish that off, but I will. Okay, one other fun thing that I wanted to show you really quickly here that you can use for your memory keeping is one of our new ephemera packs. And this one is called the Something for Everything ephemera pack. And it has a lot of things that I'm going to use um, in this album. For instance, look at this one. Here's Cody. He discovered that they had Abuelita's hot chocolate ice cream and only ate 5 or 6 of them while we were there. But I can put a little over here on the place where I want to. Let's use this one right here. I'll put in a pocket or a pre-printed one, or I could use a piece of cardstock and then add my journaling and then put my little ephemera there. We've got lots of sunshine. I've got these fun tassels. I think I will use back here on one of these pages that has all the tassels. I took a picture of some of the piñatas. There was a picture right here of the tassels. I don't know. We'll find a place to add that. So the ephemera they're not sticky. They're just die cut pieces. And there's a bunch of different pages in here. So here we've got some suitcases. We did go down. There was a big water slide that had that looked like a lighthouse that we did go down, but I didn't get a picture. One of the cool things that we did get to do was we had a little bracelet. You can kind of see it right here. That was not only our room key, but you could swipe it at some of the parks, Xcaret parks, and then it would take pictures for you. So it was wonderful because there was a day that we went floating. I'll show you some of my photos here in the river. And we were able, here's the little place right here. You could scan your bracelet and take a picture. So underground caverns floating along there, you could just take a picture and you didn't have to worry about getting your phone wet. You didn't have to worry about having somebody else taking your pictures. So hence I have a lot of photos to be putting in here. But there's so many fun things. A frame. We did see the last night there was a great program that had some horse and riders, but just fun, more banners, fun things you could also use for cards, which we'll talk about a little bit next week, I think. So come back next Monday. We'll be talking about this ephemera pack, using it on cards. I will be in a new location for a moment, but it will be fun to be here because Monday's my favorite day to be here with you. But how about that? Easy way to preserve some of your memories quickly. And especially right now, or when you find, if and when you find a great deal on photo printing. So I appreciate you being here and kind of playing with me. I will be adding maybe some bling to the front of this album later. I don't know. There's so many possibilities to make this your very own and make it very quickly. So questions, please just ask me in the comments. I'd love to hear again, what are your scrapbooking interests? Do you like to make individual little albums like this? Do you like to make little albums like okay, here we go. There we go. This is my Life is Good brand album that I did a couple of weeks ago for a blog hop. Oh, I haven't got all of them in here, but this one had all of these fun pictures of my grandkids. Are you interested in those? Do you just want to have some ideas for scrapbook page layouts? If you tell me, then I am able to serve you better. So you tell me what type of memory keeping you're interested in, and we'll be back at a future date to do some more of that. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting my small business. And I hope you have a wonderful May, National Scrapbooking Month. Get some of those things done and preserved in an album. Okay, see you next week.